Okay, this is soapcal.net. SOAPCALC.net. Then you click on Soap Cal Lie Calculator, which is the page we are on. Okay, so I wanted to go over how to do this for cold processed soap. This is different than hot processed soap. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go to ounces. And here, I don't do a water reduction in cold processed soap at the moment. And as a beginner, I don't recommend it. Then as you get more experienced, you can learn to do water reductions. The water reduction would be right here. We're using 38% water compared to our oil. So that's up to you. It's something for you to learn. I may get to the point that I might be able to teach you some on it, but as I said, I'm a hot processed soaper, and I'm attempting to learn how to help cold processed soapers that are new to soaping just to get started. And I'm sure then there's other people that can take over on the more fancier stuff, because I don't do that. But I can teach you how I made my cold processed soap recipe and why I think it's the most awesome in the world. Ever. All right, so now in box 4 we're going to do the super fats, and I'm going to use 10% super fat. I like to use 8 to 10, and I'm using 10% in this particular soap recipe. Now on the fragrance, it is 0.5 ounces, so you're going to use a half an ounce per pound of soap, and that's set up for most companies. With Essential Depot, I believe that you can add a little more because it's naturally based, and it's where it doesn't cause problems with allergies. It's they have a word for that, you know what I mean. Okay, so I'm using 10%, but if you're using fragrances from other companies, you can go ahead and put in your 0.5 ounce per pound. All right. So let's go back to this too. If you click on the 1, it gives you a description of what this means to help you understand the calculator. All right, so click again, and will it go? No, you have to click codes. Okay, so I'm going to ounces. I've left the water alone. I am staying with the lye that is for bar soap. I'm not switching to the lye that is for liquid soap. And here's another feature, I'm not sure about it. Never investigated it. All right, so here is our water. It's at 38%. I'm not changing that because we're working with newbie people at the moment. I'm doing a 10% super fat. If you have oily skin, or if you would like a soap that's less moisturizing, go down to 5% or 8% if you'd like to alter the recipe. Okay, so now we need to put our oils in, and you can come here. I know castor oil is on the list, and coconut oil 76 degrees. Whoop, I got touch screen. All right, it is on the list. And shea butter is on the list. SHEA, there it is. And olive oil. I've missed the olive oil. There's the O's. Okay, now olive oil and pumice olive oil pumice is the last pressing of the olives and the seeds. I just click olive oil. It has the same saponification factor. If somebody disagrees with me, or if you're concerned about it, you can put olive oil pumice. If you're using olive oil from your grocery store, try to get the best grade possible. Okay, and so now if you click this to percentages, and let me open that up because I have converted it to ounces. Okay, here's my saved recipe in percentages, and the olive oil is at 45%. So I've clicked on the percentage tab, and then I will type in 45. The coconut oil is at 33%. And the castor oil is at 7%. And the shea butter is at 15%. Okay, and now I'm going to click multiple tabs right here. So that means that every time I alter this recipe, I'll get a new tab, and we've got this set up that the ounces that we're going to do 16 ounces of oil. 16 ounces equals a pound, so we're going to get a pound worth, 1 pound of soap. If we changed it to pounds, see, it goes to 1. So, but I'm going to go do it by ounces. And so we've got our percentages in. So now we're going to click calculate recipe, and then print preview of the recipe, and then a tab opened up. And this is the part where we need to be looking, okay? It's going to tell us how much lye to use in pounds, ounces, and grams, how much oil to use in pounds, ounces, and grams, and how much fragrance to use. As I said, I'm doubling that because it's Essential Depot fragrance. Here is your castor oil, and it tells you in ounces it's 1.12. Now, if you have a good gram scale, you might prefer to do it in 31.75. You know, you can, whenever your scale can't cope with something, you can, like, you could round down that little 2 there because it's such a minute amount, in my opinion, and it'd be okay in this recipe. But you can also switch over to grams. All right, so in the coconut oil, it's 5.28 for 149.69 in grams. You also have how much it is in pounds, which is useless in such a small recipe, in my opinion. Shea butter, it is 0.15 in pounds, totally useless. Here, 2.40 in ounces and 68.4 in grams. Olive oil is at the 45%, so here in ounces it's 7.2, and in grams 204.12. So, but what is good about this recipe? Now, if this was a hot process recipe, 40 is too low. It would be too soft. So now let me try and bring you forward. Okay, I hope this is clear. I'm going to back it back up in a minute if not. It's hard to tell with this camera. I need to get a new one. All right, so hardness, it recommends 29 to 54. But if you get up into the really high 40s and the 54, you don't have as much room to play with the soap. It's harder to add fragrance. It's harder to add colors because it starts firming up too quickly on you and it causes you to have issues. So 40 is a good range. All right, cleansing. They recommend 12 to 22, and we're right at 22, so we're within the zone. All right, conditioning, it is 44 to 69, and we're hitting 55, right down the middle. I like that. Now on the cleansing, I like, for us, you know, you can always add a little extra hemp oil or a little extra shea butter, or change your your super fat to 15% from 10%, or from 10% to 5%. But I like a soap that cleans me, so I think 22 is cool, and it is within range. All right, so on the conditioning, we have 44 to 69. We're hitting 55. On bubbly, we're 14 to 46. We're hitting right there at 28 on this recipe. Creamy, 16 to 48, and we're hitting right there at 25, good in the middle. Now, some people say, well, they might like it a little bit more creamy. I'm going to show you how to add things at the end that can cause this soap to be a little bit more moisturizing as we go through this session of cold process soaping. On our iodine level, we're at a nice middle, and on our INS, which is the perfect formula for cold process soap, we're at 156, which is within range. So far the soap has been very ple in a hot lye method, and that's pretty cool. But now we're going to start teaching you within the series, we're going to start teaching you how to soap cool. We're teaching you how to soap hot right now, but we're going to teach you how to soap cool, and that's going to give you more flexibility to do colors, more time to do your fragrances, so that things doesn't firm up on you too quickly and you have more time to play. I've been making soap, and I know you just watched my video. I don't know what it was. It might have been a caving video. It might have been a soaping video. It might have been a metal detecting video, or it might have just been some silly video I made at Lowe's. Who knows? But I have some links for you. Check them out. Please subscribe. Please leave a comment. Please hit the like button. Let me know I'm doing stuff you like, or stuff you'd like to know, have me do, or stuff you don't like I'm doing. I could change, you know. I'm not too old to change. You can teach this old girl new tricks.